There comes a moment in your life when the noise around you can no longer drown out the whisper of heaven. That moment, chosen one, is now. I need you to understand this deeply. You are not watching this by accident. You are not stumbling into these words by coincidence. This is a divine appointment. God Himself has been preparing to isolate you, not to break you down, but to bring you into a breakthrough that no enemy, no betrayal, no season of suffering will ever be able to erase. You see, there has always been something different about you. From childhood, you carried an invisible weight, a call that others could not see, but that you felt pressing on your spirit. And because of this unseen mark, you have often been misunderstood. People accused you of being too much or too different. They misjudged your silence, misread your kindness, and mocked your convictions. Friends turned into strangers, family members questioned your worth, and doors you thought were meant for you suddenly slammed shut. And in those lonely hours you wondered, "Why me, Lord? Why must I always walk this road alone?" But let me tell you something that will shake you to your core. The very isolation that wounded you is about to become the holy ground where your transformation takes place. God is not punishing you. He is setting you apart. What felt like rejection was actually divine redirection. The betrayals you suffered were not signs of weakness, but evidence that heaven was protecting you from counterfeit alliances that would have sabotaged your destiny. You have been pruned, cut back, stripped bare, not because you were unworthy, but because you were chosen for a season of exponential growth that cannot be shared with everyone. Think about it. The greatest breakthroughs in history were birthed in isolation. Moses encountered God in the desert, hidden from Pharaoh's courts. David was anointed king while still tending sheep far from the palace. Even Jesus Himself retreated into wilderness solitude before stepping into the fullness of His calling. Why would your story be any different? Do not despise the solitude. It is the incubator of your destiny. You are being hidden for a reason. Your silence, your tears, your long nights of questioning, they are the soil in which God is planting a harvest you cannot yet see. I know the pain you carry. I know the moments when your chest ached because those you loved most could not stand with you. I know how it feels to give your all only to be met with betrayal. And I know that deep down you sometimes wonder if the weight is too heavy, if the calling is too costly, if the loneliness is too endless. But chosen one, hear me, your pain is not wasted. Every sleepless night, every broken friendship, every silent prayer has been recorded in the courts of heaven. And the very things that once tried to destroy you are about to become the foundation of your victory. This is the hour where God begins to shift the narrative. The misunderstandings that once haunted you are about to give way to clarity. The mockery that once cut you is about to be silenced by respect. The betrayals that once bled you dry are about to become the testimony that proves you were never standing alone. For heaven itself has been watching over you, shielding you, and preparing you for the stage that is now being set. And here is the truth that will make your spirit leap. The breakthrough is not coming because you fought harder or because you earned it. It is coming because God decreed it. And when God decrees a thing, no power of hell, no scheme of man, no whisper of the enemy can stop it. But before that breakthrough manifests, isolation must do its work. God is stripping away the noise so that you can finally hear His voice without distortion. He is pulling you out of circles that drained you so that He can surround you with those who will pour life into you. He is severing ties to counterfeit opportunities so that your hands will be free to receive the doors that only He can open. Do not mistake the emptiness for abandonment. It is the evidence of your anointing. The greater the isolation, the greater the revelation, and the greater the revelation, the greater the breakthrough. You may be tempted to look at your scars and think they disqualify you, but in heaven's eyes, those scars are proof that you survived the storm. Others gave up, others bowed to pressure, Others quit when the fire got too hot. But you are still here, still standing, still fighting. That is the mark of the chosen. The very fact that you did not lose your mind when everything around you was collapsing is the evidence that God's hand has been on your life all along. And now He is about to honor you openly for what you endured privately. The voices that once laughed at you will soon be silenced by awe. The same ones who called you foolish will be forced to acknowledge the wisdom of God in your life. The people who pushed you aside will watch in amazement as the very stone they rejected becomes the cornerstone. Because, chosen one, you were never meant to fit in. You were always meant to stand out. You were never meant to be accepted by everyone. You were meant to be validated by heaven alone. And when heaven validates you, earth cannot deny you. So hear me clearly. The breakthrough that is coming will not be small. It will not be ordinary. It will not be something you can take credit for. It will be a divine reversal so shocking, so undeniable, that even your enemies will have no choice but to admit, surely God's hand is on their life. And when that moment arrives, you will finally understand why you had to walk through seasons of betrayal, misunderstanding, and isolation. Because the crown that is being placed on your head requires shoulders that have been strengthened in the wilderness. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, you are protected. And yes, you are destined to triumph over every dark force that ever tried to snuff out your light. The wilderness season is coming to an end, and the breakthrough season is dawning. Do not lose heart now. Do not give up now. Do not doubt now, for the very isolation that once crushed you is about to become the platform from which you will rise. And when you rise, nothing and no one will be able to stop the glory that God Himself has ordained for your life. Chosen one, if you only knew the weight of the battles you've survived, you would not question for a single second the greatness of the calling over your life. The truth is, your journey has not been an accident. It has been warfare. You were born into a battle you never asked for, a battle that has tried to rob you of peace, steal your joy, and bury your destiny. But here you are, still standing, because heaven itself has decreed that you cannot be defeated. Think back to the seasons when everything seemed to unravel. Remember the nights when your tears soaked the pillow and no one knew? Remember the days when your chest felt heavy with grief and confusion, when it seemed like everyone else was moving forward while you were left behind? Those were not random hardships. They were battles designed to test your spirit, to prove your faith, to shape your character into something unbreakable. The enemy thought that if he pressed hard enough, you would collapse. But he underestimated the fire within you. He underestimated the God who called you. You have faced storms that would have drowned others, yet you learned how to breathe underwater. You have walked through fires that should have burned you alive, yet you emerged without even the smell of smoke. You have climbed mountains with wounds on your feet, but still reached the summit. That is the mark of a chosen one. Unshaken, unbroken, unyielding. And while others may see only your outward calm, God has seen every hidden battle, every secret war, every invisible fight that raged in your soul. Yes, God has seen it all. He saw when people lied about you to tarnish your name. He saw when betrayal pierced you like a knife, and you bit your tongue rather than retaliate. He saw when opportunities were stolen from you, when doors were shut in your face, when you were forced to start again from nothing. And He did not turn away. He recorded it all. Every injustice you endured became a seed sown into the soil of your destiny. And now those seeds are about to sprout into a harvest of vindication. The truth is, the battles you fought were never really about what you thought they were. They were not about money or relationships or careers. They were about your soul. The adversary wanted to break your spirit. He wanted to convince you that you were forgotten, unloved, unworthy. But God allowed those storms to prove that no matter how dark the night, your spirit could not be extinguished. You are living proof that faith can outlast fire, that light can overcome darkness, that chosen ones cannot be destroyed. And let me tell you something. Your adversaries know it too. That's why they're trembling. That's why some people who once mocked you now avoid you. That's why certain enemies who once boasted loudly have suddenly grown silent. They can feel it in the atmosphere. You are about to rise. They sense that the tables are turning, that the scales of justice are swinging in your favor, that the hand of God is lifting you from the shadows into a place of undeniable victory, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. The same mouths that once cursed you will soon have to admit your favor. The same eyes that once rolled at you will soon watch you ascend. The same hands that once pointed in mockery will soon point in awe. Because the truth is, chosen one, your life is not ordinary. You were never meant to walk the easy road. You were designed for battles that prove the supernatural power of God, and that is exactly what is happening now. Even when you felt weak, you were strong. Even when you doubted, you kept moving. Even when you wanted to give up, you took one more step. That is resilience. That is strength. That is divine perseverance. Your scars are not signs of defeat. They are medals of honor in the kingdom of heaven. Every wound is a testimony. Every tear is a prophecy. Every trial is a stepping stone. And now, as you stand at the edge of breakthrough, all of heaven is declaring, you made it through what was meant to destroy you, and now nothing can stop you from receiving what is meant for you. Do you realize the weight of this moment? Do you feel the shift in your spirit? This is not just another day. This is the turning point. This is the season when your enemies begin to realize they were never fighting against you. They were fighting against God's plan for you. And no one wins against God. That is why they tremble. That is why their whispers grow faint. That is why their weapons fall powerless. Because you are not standing alone. You are shielded by heaven, carried by grace, and fueled by the Spirit of the living God. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The battles you have endured have already proven your strength. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone else. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You don't need to explain your calling to those who cannot comprehend it. God Himself has seen you. God Himself has validated you. God Himself is about to exalt you. And when He does, every battle will make sense. So lift your head, straighten your back. Wipe your tears. The isolation was not abandonment, it was training. The suffering was not punishment, it was preparation. The warfare was not random, it was proof of your anointing. And now, as the breakthrough draws near, the sound of victory is already echoing in the Spirit. Your enemies know it, heaven knows it, deep down you know it too. The time has come for you to rise from the ashes. The time has come for your hidden strength to shine. The time has come for the trembling of your adversaries to give way to the triumph of your destiny. And when that moment arrives, it will not be by your own might or your own power. It will be by the Spirit of God who chose you, who preserved you, and who now lifts you higher than you ever dreamed possible. You are chosen. You are ready, and the battle is already won. Chosen one, it is not enough to say that God has seen your pain. It is not enough to say that He has watched your tears. What you need to hear today with every fiber of your being is that God is about to reveal His justice publicly. This is not a hidden blessing. This is not a quiet answer whispered only in the dark. This is a season where the same stage that once displayed your struggles will now display your victory. You have been hidden, yes. You have been silent, yes. But justice is not silent, and truth cannot remain buried. God has been patient, but He has not been absent. The time of silence has done its work, and now He is about to flip the script before the eyes of those who doubted you. The same world that saw you broken will soon see you restored. The same ones who whispered about your downfall will soon have to witness your uprising, and it will not be subtle. It will be undeniable. Think about how long you have carried this weight. How many times you wondered if the scales would ever balance. Think about the times you wanted to cry out, Lord, where is the justice? Where is the vindication? Where is the promise you made me? You thought your prayers were echoes in an empty room, but in truth, they were being stored in heaven's courtroom. Every sigh, every groan, every whispered word has been evidence presented before the throne of the Most High, and the verdict has already been declared, vindicated, restored, exalted. And here's the prophetic truth. The reversal is not coming in small increments. This is not a tiny compensation. This is not a minor correction. This is a dramatic reversal of fortune so great that those who once pitied you will be astonished. The job you lost, the friends who betrayed you, the opportunities that slipped away, none of it will compare to the abundance that is about to be poured into your life. You are stepping into a divine reversal where last becomes first, where pain turns into power, where loss transforms into legacy. Do you remember how Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and forgotten in a prison cell? It seemed as though his entire life was a cruel story of injustice. But one day, one divine moment, one sudden reversal took him from the pit to the palace. And when he stood before his brothers, no bitterness remained, only the undeniable truth that what they meant for evil, God had turned for good. Your story, chosen one, carries the same power. What was meant to break you is about to launch you. What was meant to bury you is about to plant you. And what was meant to shame you is about to glorify God through you. But I need you to see something deeper here. This breakthrough is not only about external blessings, money, status, relationships, success. Those things are coming, yes, but they are the byproduct, not the foundation. The real victory is within you. The healing is the breakthrough. The resilience is the testimony. The peace you now carry, even in the middle of storms, is the true reversal. Because once you realize that no betrayal, no loss, no attack can touch your spirit, you become unstoppable. The enemy cannot defeat someone who has already learned to rise from ashes. And this is where the healing begins. Breathe deeply for a moment. Let your soul hear these words. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being written into a story greater than you imagined. Yes, the scars remain, but scars do not signal death. They prove survival. They prove you endured, you overcame, you triumphed. And now those scars will speak louder than words. They will testify to others that if God could carry you through the fire, He can carry them too. So, chosen one, lift your eyes from the ground. Stop rehearsing the pain. Stop replaying the betrayals. Stop dwelling on the what-ifs. That chapter is closed, sealed by the blood of your endurance. A new chapter is being written, and it is called Breakthrough. And here is the call I place before you now. Don't just wait for it. Step into it. Align your heart with heaven's decree. Begin to declare over yourself, I am chosen. I am vindicated. I am rising. My story is shifting. My reversal is here. Words carry power. Life and death are in the tongue. So let your tongue speak life. Let your spirit speak victory. And let me ask you, do you feel it? Do you sense the fire stirring inside you? That is not imagination. That is awakening. That is the Spirit of God confirming that the message you are hearing is not a coincidence, not a motivational speech, not empty rhetoric. It is prophecy. It is destiny. It is your time. You are the chosen one, and your breakthrough is now. So here is my call to action for you, not just for this moment, but for the days to come. Stand tall in your faith. Do not shrink back into doubt. When fear whispers, answer with faith. When the enemy reminds you of your past, remind him of your future. And when the weight of isolation tries to return, remember it was only the doorway into destiny. This is the moment to rise boldly, to step confidently, to walk faithfully. Heaven is backing you, angels are surrounding you, and God Himself is declaring, my child, your season has changed. Your justice has come. Your breakthrough is here. Chosen one, never forget. You are marked by heaven. You are carried by grace. You are destined for victory. And no power, no scheme, no weapon, can alter what God has decreed. Step forward, claim your reversal, embrace your breakthrough. The justice you have longed for is here, and the world is about to witness it with their own eyes. Chosen one, now that you have seen how the battles shaped you and how God's justice is about to manifest, it is time to look deeper, beyond the surface of pain and into the hidden reasons behind every attack you have faced. You see, life in the Spirit is never random. Every betrayal, every closed door, every false accusation was part of a larger pattern, a paradox that your human eyes could not always see. And if you can grasp this now, you will never again misinterpret your struggles. The first truth is this: the greater the calling, the greater the conflict. Do you wonder why you have faced opposition that seems out of proportion to your status? Why people envied you even when you had little? Why whispers rose against you even when you tried to live humbly? It is because your very existence carries weight in the Spirit. The enemy saw your potential long before you did. He saw the anointing marked on your life and sought to suffocate it before it could grow. That is why the attacks felt relentless. It wasn't about who you are right now, it was about who you are becoming. And here is the paradox. The attacks that were designed to destroy you actually revealed you. They drew out strength you never knew you had. They forced you to dig deeper into prayer, into resilience, into faith. Without the betrayal, you would never have discovered your loyalty. Without the loss, you would never have uncovered your capacity for abundance. Without the silence, you would never have learned to hear God's whisper. The paradox of pain is that it births power. The paradox of isolation is that it births intimacy with God. And the paradox of being chosen is that rejection becomes your greatest validation. But let's go deeper still. Why do people turn against the chosen ones? Why does your light trigger such hostility in others? It is the psychology of insecurity. When people encounter someone who carries divine favor, it exposes what is lacking in their own spirit. Instead of celebrating your authenticity, they attack it because it reminds them of their own masks. Instead of honoring your resilience, they envy it because it reflects their own fragility. Instead of embracing your difference, they reject it because it highlights their own conformity. Understand this: it was never really about you. It was about the mirror you unknowingly held up to their souls. Your very presence made their shadows uncomfortable. Your growth made their stagnation unbearable. Your truth made their lies tremble. That is why they pushed you away, whispered against you, tried to pull you down. They were not fighting the real you. They were fighting the reflection of themselves that your light exposed. And in their fear, they thought that silencing you would silence their own conviction. But chosen one, God never allowed them to succeed. Now let's touch the soul's mission. Every chosen one carries a mission that transcends personal comfort. You were not born simply to live a pleasant life. You were born to shift atmospheres, to awaken hearts, to break generational chains. Your mission is bigger than you. That is why your journey has been so intense. Ordinary lives do not require extraordinary preparation, but chosen lives demand it. Every tear was training. Every betrayal was instruction. Every closed door was redirection. Each battle was sculpting you into a vessel strong enough to carry your mission. Think of it this way: a fragile vessel cannot carry heavy oil. If God had not allowed the crushing, you could not carry the anointing. If He had not permitted the breaking, you could not release the fragrance. And if He had not hidden you, the world would have consumed you before your roots could deepen. Your soul's mission required protection, even when you thought it was punishment. And now, as your mission begins to unfold, you will see how every paradox, every psychological battle, every spiritual attack was secretly preparing you for this moment. Look back with new eyes. The rejection, it was God's redirection. The betrayal, it was God's exposure of false alliances. The delay, it was God's shield until the right door was ready. The isolation, It was God's classroom, teaching you lessons no crowd could teach. Can you see the pattern now? Can you feel the divine thread weaving through even the darkest chapters of your story? You were never forsaken. You were being formed. And here is where the awakening deepens. Chosen one, the attacks on your life are proof of your assignment. If your presence had no power, the opposition would have ignored you. If your voice carried no authority, no one would have tried to silence it. If your mission were ordinary, you would have blended into the crowd. But the very fact that you were targeted is proof that you are marked. Hell does not waste ammunition on empty vessels. So what should you do with this revelation? First, release the bitterness. Those who hurt you were playing roles in a script they did not even understand. They were instruments of sharpening, chisels in the hand of the sculptor. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you cannot carry resentment into your destiny. Second, embrace the paradox. Instead of asking, "Why me?" begin to declare, "Thank you, Lord, for trusting me with this weight, for I know it means you are preparing me for greater glory." Third, align yourself fully with your mission. Stop shrinking back to make others comfortable. Stop dimming your light to fit into spaces that were never meant to contain you. Step boldly, chosen one, into the fullness of who you are, for the world needs what you carry. You are not just surviving, you are awakening. You are not just enduring, you are evolving. You are not just chosen, you are commissioned. Every paradox you have lived, every attack you have endured, every scar you have carried is aligning with the purpose God placed in your soul before you were even formed in the womb. And now, as you rise into your breakthrough, you will not only see your own life transformed, you will become a beacon for others who are still lost in the wilderness. This is why the attacks came. This is why the pain was fierce. This is why the isolation was deep. Because your mission is not small, it is vast. It is eternal, it is divine, and nothing, no power, no scheme, no adversary will ever be able to stop it. Chosen one, as we come to this moment, let me remind you of something so simple yet so powerful. You have always been different because you were never meant to live an ordinary story. From the beginning, heaven stamped you with a seal that no one else could carry. That is why life never felt normal for you. That is why you always sensed you were walking a path others could not understand. And that is why, even through the wilderness, even through the betrayal, even through the silence, you were still preserved. You are chosen, you are set apart, you are marked. The pain you endured was never the final word. The loneliness you felt was never the final destination. Every valley has led you to the mountaintop you are about to step onto. And though the road has been long and the nights have been heavy, the dawn has come. God is not only promising you a breakthrough, He is promising you a future drenched in peace, in restoration, in abundance. What was once fractured will be healed. What was once lost will be returned in double portion. What was once broken will shine more beautifully than before. I want you to see yourself as heaven sees you, not as a victim, not as forgotten, not as overlooked, but as beloved, as protected, as destined. You carry a crown that no one else can wear. You carry an assignment no one else can fulfill. You carry a light that no darkness can extinguish. And from this day forward, let that truth guide every step you take. Walk not with fear, but with holy confidence. Walk not with shame, but with honor. Walk not with doubt, but with unwavering faith that the God who called you is faithful to complete the work in you. Do not be surprised when the atmosphere around you begins to shift. Relationships will realign. Doors will open without effort. Opportunities will chase after you. Peace will rest in your spirit, where once there was only chaos. This is not luck, and it is not coincidence. It is divine timing. It is the reward for endurance. It is the unveiling of what has been prepared for you all along. And as you step into this new season, you will carry not only blessings for yourself, but healing for others. Your testimony will ignite hope in the weary. Your strength will inspire courage in the broken. Your breakthrough will pave the way for others who are still wandering in the shadows. But never forget this: your power is not rooted in you, it is rooted in the one who chose you. Stay close to him, guard your heart, keep your ears tuned to his whisper, for as he has led you through fire, he will now lead you into green pastures. As he has walked with you through deserts, he will now walk with you beside still waters. And as he has proven himself faithful in your storms, he will prove himself faithful in your harvest. So let this be your declaration: I am chosen, I am called, I am anointed. My season of isolation has become my season of breakthrough. I will no longer doubt my worth. I will no longer fear my destiny. I will no longer question if I belong. I belong to God, and his plans for me will not fail. As I leave you with these words, let them settle in your soul like seeds in fertile soil. Let them grow into courage, into strength, into faith unshakable. You are not at the end, you are at the beginning. You are not forgotten, you are about to be revealed. You are not defeated, you are already victorious, and the world is about to see it with their own eyes. Chosen one, rise, step boldly, shine brightly, for the breakthrough is here, and the God who promised is faithful. And if these words have stirred your spirit, if you feel the fire of confirmation burning within, then don't keep it to yourself. Share this message with those who need hope. Spread the light. Encourage another soul who may be doubting their worth. Because when chosen ones unite, darkness trembles. Until we meet again, walk with confidence, walk with faith, walk with peace. You are chosen, and nothing can change that.